record started with the last tune that Blur did as a four-piece called Music Is My Radar, a kind of repeated line which is Tony Allen got me dancing. That led to me working on a track on Tony's home cooking album. That led to Tony and Simon and a whole host of people going out to Lagos and making a whole album. We sort of started just using that as a springboard, and some of the rhythm tracks, especially from that, are on the album still. Paul came into the mix, and at that point we had The Good, the Bad and the Queen, the album really, and it developed from there and became much more focused.
Looking forward to when we can just, get something done together from scratch. I don't know how we're going to do it, but maybe we should get it done sometimes. And maybe we'll go to Nigeria to just, done the Mali things. Done the one of Mali. Done somewhere else. I said, let's go to Nigeria this time around. Let's check it out there. And that's how everything started coming together. Well, I really appreciate working with him because, it's the type of head I like to work with.
Yeah, we recorded in a studio called Aphrodisia, which is an old Decca studio that the Decca built in the late 60s, I think. No, I don't think they cleaned it since. It was absolutely filthy. And nothing worked. So we had to take, they completely take every bit of equipment that we needed. And yeah, we had quite a big band. There's kind of percussion players and horn players and guitarists, but it just didn't quite. I mean, it did some really good stuff, but I think it was more Damon didn't really feel comfortable with his lyrical angle and what he was trying to say. I think musically it was really kind of interesting. I love the way you
So no, I went down and I listened to some tracks, and Damon was talking about his project that he'd been doing in Africa, and it sounded great, the stuff I heard. And when I actually we discussed it, and I said, yeah, let's give it a go, really. So I really took it on a day by day basis, because people can get grumpy with each other, or things can go all weird. So we got on with it, and within a couple of days of playing bass down in the studio, we basically actually started writing new stuff. Spaghetti western in there. It's there's a bit of reggae, a bit of rock and roll, a bit of everything really. I mean, what we've actually come up with is something which is actually quite sort of folk orientated really. In fact, that's how I would classify it, as being sort of tough sort of folk music.
I mean, it has elements of kind of Afrobeat, and Afrobeat has definitely has a side to it where you can kind of extemporize over a pattern. there's elements of that in this, but there's also, as I say, quite strict sort of arrangement going on as well.
In a way, that's I mean, every record that Damon's made is completely different from the one before, and that's how we work to the Clash, rather than, oh well, this is a nice happy set of songs and this seems to work with the audience, well, make another album just like the one we did before. You know, it gets pretty boring doing that, and I always felt that was necessary to make quite a serious change in your directions and make it enjoyable, you know. And I think this particular record is been, you know, God knows if we make another one what that would be like, you know. But I think you need that excitement and challenge.
I mean, the way he works anyway, he likes to kind of keep it evolving. And I mean, some people when they write a song, you know, that's it, those are the chords, those are the lyrics, this is how we're doing it. But he seems to kind of constantly keep it moving, so you know, which is great for a musician as well, because suddenly he'll might suddenly decide, oh, actually, I don't really like that, let's do it in a different way, or I'll change this, and you're constantly kind of keeping you on your toes, I suppose.
That's what I like about this record. For me, in a way, it kind of has got elements of stuff I've done before, but very kind of, they're not overt at all, you know. So if I ever say this kind of record is the successor to Park Life, it's only in that sense. It's not like it's anything like that record at all. It's just got elements. It's got, you know, like my old organ, which I haven't used since Park Life, is used all over this record. So it just fits. It's just got sounds, you know, and I think that's what I love about this record. It's Paul's bass playing. It just sounds like the Clash sometimes, and that's no surprise because that is the Clash. But nothing is kind of nothing is overt.
What was great was that musically everyone's backgrounds are varied in such a way that one could wonder, will this work? But I don't know, the dynamics are perfect.
It's a standard 4-piece. On stage it's a 5-piece because I can't actually physically play all the keyboards. There's piano, there's organ, there's Celeste, there's...
Well, you tried.
I did try, but you know that to do that you need to have a cape.
The way we work, it's not like nobody's selfish there. It's just we try to, you know, check ideas, which is good, which is, you know, we knock it off or we put it in, you know, all that, you know. But
and
now,
and we play very quietly
very
as well.
quiet.
It's,
You see,
I think we've kind of all learned to turn down over the
We
years.
strain ourselves.
Yeah.
no, we don't. I'm sure, you know, it's soft, but we're very tight.
Yeah, but if you play quietly but tightly, you know, you get all the intensity translates, and which is it is a revelation. I
Yeah,
think.
you're not fighting a barrage of volume.
No.
It's, you know, you can hear what other people are playing.
It doesn't mean that the out and the audience, you know, the mixing desk, they can crank it up as loud as they want. In fact, it's even more powerful if you're playing quietly on
Right.
stage
Yeah.
and it's loud out
Yeah,
front
yeah.
because you can hear everything, and that's not something you usually associate with intense volume, you know, clarity.
I think all that needs is just a bit of egg or something on it, you know? Or maybe it should be just really simple, you know?
One like that.
It'd be good like that in the middle, and then we go back with 3 changes, which is really, you know what I mean? That'd be nice. Real mellow, yeah. Be good, and you could have a chill and, you know what I mean?
So we don't need anybody that come into show any ego on the instruments there. We just want to be able to accommodate each other. Coolly, simple. And so when Paul came, that simplicity on that side of the bass there, we got it. And so now we concluded that, okay, now, so we have to start working properly. Now that Paul is there and is matured, he's a very, matured bass player. He knows the language, what we're talking about, simplicity. And so, and Simon, he's a super one, to work with. He can play anything. Anything. I know that this guy can play anything from I don't know where, for which sound you want to give to him, he will play. So these are the type of people I like to work with. And Damon himself, to me, I hate to say that in front of him, but I say behind him, that he's a genius to me. That is the way I classify him. He's a genius to me because the way he works, that's the way it should be. It's not concluding the same day that, oh yeah, it's okay today. No, tomorrow you have to come back to say, okay, it sounds great yesterday, but maybe today, maybe can we just find an adjustment somewhere? That is a good musician.
It has quite a gothic quality to it, this record. It's sort of supernatural on occasions, the references, and it's quite dreamlike. And I think sometimes being in the country, when I was finishing the lyrics, and Paul and me were we had these certain Bibles with us, one which is called the London Hanged, which is a sort of historic study of hanging and its evolution in Britain.
Ackroyd's biography of London.
Yeah.
The
Voices of Charles Dickens. Just the idea of kind of sort of travelling back in time, and bringing elements back to something very modern, I think it gives that ghostly quality immediately, you know. And I think being out in the countryside in the middle of nowhere definitely colours
Yes,
that
definitely
atmosphere.
sort of English Gothic, English Victorian Gothic, rather than the white face.
Yeah. No, it's not Nosferatu.
No, just to make that clear anyway.
Yeah. It's not a goth record.
I wrote this song years ago, late at night, somewhere on the road, or grown. I was never sure how or why. Before the war and the tidal wave, it goes as old, it's true. Now the world has changed, and I was learning how to change with you.
Making a record that sort of reflects West London in the way this has it's sort of common territory for me, because it's sort of what we wrote about when the Clash first started, which is basically sort of write about what was on our doorstep or what things that affected us, and that obviously changed because as we travelled the world, you're getting different viewpoints about things, and you know you can't talk about, or we're still on the dole or whatever, and so going back to this record, this is sort of like a continuation in a way, but in a whole different approach from grown men, really, you know.
That's why I think we're all so happy with it, because I think we all feel like we've represented something that we all needed to express about ourselves and our relationship with music and the music we, you know. For Tony, I think it was about doing something that was so out of the sort of off-centre from what he's been doing and what he's known for and respected and loved for. And I'm not going to talk for everyone about why I think they did it, but you know what I mean. I think we've all. I wanted to make a kind of slightly scary, sad, but optimistic record.
Soldiers tell of your willing love. No drunken stuff spewing now. All mine now. All over bird song in the night, the sound lights are there through the twilight. Emptiness in computers bothers me. These are the seas of our mind. We